Good morning, everyone. My name is Salvador Ramirez, and today we're going to discuss the web application test that we need to do for our software in order to be more secure and safe for our users and for us as well. Now, to continue, I want to give an introduction. A web application, as convenient as they are for functionality and to the extent of their reach, can also be a liability beyond their lines of code. Their server response time, the performance during bad Wi-Fi or mobile data, different environments uh, as loading the application from different parts of the world, and could also lead to backdoor hacking. For this, we plan a series of tests to ensure that the user won't experience any performance and all of our information is as secure as it can be. Now, the test to be developed. There's concurrent user where the certain activities have to happen at the same time, even though this is very low to happen. The user types. We really need to know what the user can do. There are different types of users and what their differences are, because an administrator can't do the user can't do what the administrator can do, or what the editor can do, and even then the editor may have a little bit more, could have different activities to do than the administrator. So we need to check in order to have those differences really go through this test. The load test is just about how the information is getting received by the user. The stress test is when expose the system to much higher levels than those estimated in a regular operation. Now, maybe because there might be no tracking numbers or no request home delivery on certain times of the day or times of the week, doesn't mean that this can happen. So we need to do what the limitations of our software could do in a stress test. We have to put it through different environments. We have to order multiple things. We have to check every tracking packages every single time and with different kinds of users. And this can because this actually knows how the limitations of our software could work and how can we later on uh, have a solution. The resistance test. This one determines the system levels of response by exposing it to a maximum load for a long period of time. These tests aim to evaluate performance degradation through the time. Capability test. The purpose of this is to determine the system response to the user's activity. Some CPU consumes parameters, memory, drive, and simultaneous process. So we really need to be in check of the servers that have our information. And for security tests, this is the most important. Since this is a web applications are the most vulnerable in these kinds of tests, and with the kinds of users. Since hacking has become something a little bit bigger, and even though we keep innovating on new types of security, there's always going to be liability beyond that, because not every software is as safe as it can be. It's like an antivirus. They promise you a lot of things, but even then, people can develop more things and can develop more hacking skills that could really endanger our information. So this is a security test to at least know that our fundamental information is still safe no matter what, and that we can have a backup in case of something happening. Now for the chronogram. Since you told us that we have 2 days, there's no a possible outcome where that could be true. So we want to extend it to a full month. Why? Because in a month we can perform all the types of tests that we can have and run them, some at the same time, some with different people. And even then, if we get more people into testing, and we can bring some of the developers to really emphasize, to really know what's happening, we can find a solution now and then. And when we put them through all of these tests, we can now know if we need more, we need a server, if we need more power, we need more power, we need more process, we need new processors, we need more RAM, we need more security, or we need to hire someone that could be really monitoring the security of our network. An explanation. Now for the explanation for this, 2 days of testing won't do what we have to do, and won't do what we have to do. This is not a matter of we can't work as fast. It's that there are a lot of testing that we need to do in order to give our users the confidence and the reliability to use our own applications. Since we're dealing with personal information, ours and our users, it's important that they have the most amazing experience with our application and return for more and get more people invested in our company. Now, testing is more about knowing what the user might end up doing and what others could do in our application. We have multiple users, each with different permissions and different set of environments, Wi-Fi and mobile data that could affect experience. Plus, security is one of the most important. Now that every bit of information is closer to us than anything in the world, people can also find a breach in our application and do whatever they want with our code. We have to rely on the security that our servers has and what the users might end up doing in certain situations. See what could happen when multiple users log in at the same time in different parts of the world, revise how long the app can resist in the continuous use, and loading times as well as downloads. Testing is important, and for a company as big as this, is fundamental. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a nice day.